On Nationwide this evening, we meet some enterprising women who are busy with projects. One writing children's books which bring an old character back to life, another who started a small flower farm in Wexford, plus a lady in the business of making and selling jewellery from her workshop in Dublin. Parents of young children spark their young ones' imagination by reading them adventure stories of animals and magical places. For anyone looking for such stories, which include flora, fauna, and fables, the Johnny Magory books may be just what you're looking for. The writer of these books doesn't have to go too far for her inspiration, and Valerie Waters has been to meet her in Kildare.
This is the home office in the County Kildare garden of Emma Jane Leeson. It is where Emma Jane writes her self-published children's books, known as the Johnny Magory series.
I live here in Ballinafala in County Kildare, and we're really lucky because literally right next door across the hedge is Special Area Conservation Ballinafala Lake. So we'd be over there quite a lot, and then of course we have this forest here then, so it's our family land. We're really lucky, we're quite in the bubble here, we always have been, but my parents live up the road, my sister's right next door, obviously our girls, like the kids and all, they're always been together. So from a COVID point of view, and when the pandemic sat, not a whole lot changed for us, but we are incredibly lucky, and I know a lot of people haven't got the same type of story, but I think we're kind of used to living in isolation out here as it was, you know, and having our little bubble has been great. I've got 3 kids, so I've got Lily, who's the eldest, and she's just 16, but she's just 17. Jeannie actually could be, she's just 17 now. And then Evan, my stepson, is 14, and then we have the goose, as we call her, so Layla. Layla's gone 7 there now. I am obsessed with the outdoors. I would live here if it wasn't so cold. But no, I have a huge passion for Irish wildlife. So, and just biodiversity and nature and everything. So, but always have, all of our family do. So, Mum and Dad, I suppose, are very outdoors-ish upbringing, and they like instill that in us as well. Like, you know, so everything from picking your hazelnuts and your conquers every year to mushrooms, or if not, just basically outside and helping any wounded wildlife or whatever it is. So, it is huge, it's such a passion of mine, and that's basically what goes into the books.
The stories are inspired by the stories Emma Jane heard in her own childhood. Many Irish people have heard the line, "I'll tell you a story about Johnny Magory." Now Emma Jane Leeson has taken the character Johnny Magory and put him into her books. The stories are set by lakes, forests, and in the various beauty spots around Ireland. The illustrations are by Kim Shaw, except the Forest Fleadh Cheoin book, which was illustrated by Don Conroy. The books are printed in County Mayo.
I am, through the books, reliving my own childhood with like my own kids and with my nieces and nephews and my cousins and the whole lot. It's brilliant.
Mr. Badger greets him with his usual friendly grin. "We're having a forest party. Won't you come and join in?" Now Johnny loves to party, and he loves to sing and dance. He knows he has to be back for lunch, but he can't miss this chance. So deeper into the forest they go with Mr. Badger behind, until Johnny's sparkling eyes sees the biggest party you'll ever find.
When we paid a visit to Emma Jane, she took us to various places around her family home so that we could get a glimpse of what the stories are like. The camper van in the Book of Irish Legends is fondly known as Tizzy.
Everyone knows that Ireland is full of myths, legends and magic places. A landscape steeped in histories with castles, tombs and famous faces. A holiday on the Emerald Isle is really something like no other. So hurry up, says Lily Mae, packing up Tizzy with her big brother. They get out their map and make a plan to visit every province in Ireland. We see Ulster, Connacht, Munster and Leinster, says Johnny, it'll be grand. Now Johnny loves to talk and share up made up stories from his town. But Daddy warns, no tall tales, son. Instead, we learn about each town.
The game of rounders is very popular in Emma Jane Leeson's family, so much so, it has also made it into one of her books.
They hear cheering in the distance and it sounds like tons of fun. They're having a game of rounders with batters, bases and the rest. Lord Stag is the pitcher, Miss Squirrel on his back, teamwork at its best. Woof woof, it's time to go. Maggie's yelling for them. Oh no, says Johnny, I'm going to be in trouble again.
Emma Jane Leeson's working background is in human resources. Up to recently, she has worked for companies such as Bornamola, the Central Bank and Kerry Group. While working in the corporate sector, she wrote her first 3 books. Now this is what she does full-time and has big plans for the future.
I approached the local enterprise office then in Kildare, so the Kildare Leo, and they were just fantastic. I suppose there was the initial challenge of saying to them that I'm not a writer, you know, like, because I suppose they were kind of like the writers go to the Arts Council, so I suppose it was more like, no, I see this as a business. My bigger plan is an animation series, and a global animation series at that, not just, you know, something quite niche and Irish. So, so I approached the local enterprise office, and then I have been on so many courses. I've just been incredibly lucky. It has just been such a learning phase over the last few years. It's been incredible, but it's the best jump I ever made. I'm delighted. The big plan for Johnny Magory has always been, and it's never changed, to be an animation series. So my daughter Lily would have sat at the kitchen table with her unos, dos, tres, speaking Spanish, expecting iguanas to be out in the garden, etc. And I always thought from the outset, why on earth can't kids across the world say, hey, no, a tree, and expect a pine marten or a badger or whatever it is outside? So I got paired up with Ian Hamilton and Elk Studios in Dundalk, and we are now working together basically at creating our trailer. So we got our first round of funding from Screen Ireland there in March, and now we basically get to go ahead and make the Johnny Magory trailer series, and it's fantastic because we had to design all of our characters and everything again. So I suppose in terms of keeping it going, our animation series will be coming. Probably in another 2 to 3 years. I didn't realise how long it takes. but anyway, we're working towards that. But then in the interim, there's still a good, 10 or 15 Johnny Magory stories, like kind of coming as well in terms of our books.
Emma Jane Leeson's business partner is Amanda Delaney. She is one